Think your automatic car is built to handle everything? Think again! In this video, we're diving into 15 things you should never do in an automatic car. Stick around until the end for a bonus tip that will significantly extend the life of your transmission. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep your car knowledge in top gear. Running on empty fuel creates severe damage through two key mechanisms. The submerged fuel pump relies on surrounding fuel for cooling and lubrication. When fuel drops below 1/4 tank, reduced cooling efficiency leads to accelerated wear, cutting pump lifespan by 25%. Common replacement costs range from $400 to $800. Years of fuel deposits settling at the tank bottom compound this issue. Low fuel levels disturb this sediment, sending contaminated fuel through the system. This clogs filters, damages injectors, and reduces engine performance by 10%. The contamination creates a cascade of problems: irregular fuel delivery, additional pump stress, and potential system-wide damage. Prevention is straightforward. Maintain fuel levels above 1/4 tank. This ensures proper pump cooling, prevents sediment disturbance, and maintains optimal system performance. The small inconvenience of more frequent refueling prevents expensive repairs and maintains engine efficiency. Coasting in neutral reflects an outdated fuel-saving myth that's actually counterproductive in modern vehicles. Today's engine management systems automatically cut fuel during in-gear deceleration, making neutral coasting less efficient. The 2021 WA study highlighted two critical issues: 15% increased brake wear due to more frequent braking needs, and compromised vehicle control during emergencies. When in neutral, drivers lose the ability to quickly accelerate away from dangerous situations and experience reduced stability during evasive maneuvers. The transmission, designed to maintain vehicle control through gear engagement, becomes disconnected from the drivetrain. This creates longer stopping distances and reduces overall vehicle responsiveness. The practice therefore creates a lose-lose situation: no fuel savings, increased maintenance costs through brake wear, and compromised safety. Keeping the car in gear maintains optimal control while allowing modern fuel management systems to operate as designed. Driving through deep water creates severe transmission damage through a simple but destructive mechanism. Modern transmissions have ventilation ports near the bottom of their housing for pressure regulation. When submerged, water enters these vents and mixes with transmission fluid, creating a thick sludge that fails to lubricate properly. This contamination rapidly destroys critical components, particularly the clutch packs, which rely on clean fluid for proper operation. The resulting damage often requires complete transmission replacement. With water damage repairs exceeding $500 million annually in the U.S., even brief exposure can lead to catastrophic failure. The 6-inch water depth rule exists because it typically keeps water below critical transmission components. Deeper water risks immediate damage through fluid contamination, while even shallow water can cause problems if driven through repeatedly. Complete transmission replacement due to water damage often costs $3,000 to $8,000, making flood avoidance essential for transmission longevity. Leaving an automatic transmission in drive while stationary creates significant heat through the torque converter's continued operation. The ITRA study revealed transmission temperatures can spike 50 degrees Fahrenheit within minutes at stoplights, particularly during hot weather. This rapid temperature increase accelerates fluid breakdown and component wear. The torque converter, which transfers power from engine to transmission, continues spinning when in drive, even while stopped. This constant motion generates friction and heat without serving any purpose. Extended exposure to these elevated temperatures degrades seals, clutch materials, and transmission fluid quality. Shifting to neutral at long stops eliminates this unnecessary heat generation. While frequent shifting isn't recommended, using neutral during stops over 30 seconds significantly reduces transmission temperature and extends component life. This simple habit, combined with proper cooling system maintenance, helps prevent premature transmission failure. Cold weather significantly impacts transmission fluid viscosity and performance. When temperatures drop below freezing, the fluid thickens substantially, increasing internal friction and reducing flow rates through critical components. This causes delayed gear engagement, harsh shifts, and accelerated wear on clutch packs, bearings, and seals. The 2020 Consumer Reports testing demonstrated that immediate driving in freezing conditions forces components to operate with inadequate lubrication. The thickened fluid cannot properly circulate through narrow passages and between moving parts. This creates metal-on-metal contact that damages precision surfaces. A 1 to 2 minute warm-up period allows the fluid to reach optimal operating viscosity. This brief, idle time enables proper lubrication throughout the transmission before subjecting it to load. Additionally, keeping transmission fluid fresh and at the correct level becomes even more critical in cold weather operation as degraded fluid thickens more severely at low temperatures. Resting your hand on the gear selector creates persistent pressure on delicate internal shifting components. The selector mechanism contains precision bushings, detents, and linkages designed for occasional use, not constant load. Over time, this pressure causes premature wear of shift gates, selector shaft bushings, and internal detent mechanisms. The 500-plus repair costs cited by Kelley Blue Book typically involve replacing worn selector components, bushings, and often the entire shift assembly. These repairs become necessary when loose or worn components affect shift quality or prevent proper gear engagement. The damage often extends beyond the visible selector parts to internal transmission components. This habit can also lead to accidental gear engagement while driving if the selector is inadvertently moved, potentially causing transmission damage or unsafe driving conditions. Modern transmissions use electronic shift controls, making them particularly sensitive to continuous pressure on the selector mechanism. Dashboard warning lights, particularly for transmission issues, indicate potentially severe problems requiring immediate attention. The transmission temperature warning signals fluid overheating, which rapidly degrades transmission components. Within minutes of overheating, clutch plates can warp, seals can fail, and fluid properties deteriorate. The 2,000-plus repair cost typically involves replacing damaged clutch packs, solenoids, and sometimes complete transmission rebuilds when warnings are ignored. Early warning signs often indicate simple fixes like low fluid levels or cooling system issues. However, continued operation with active warning lights frequently leads to catastrophic failure. Modern transmission control modules monitor numerous parameters including fluid temperature, pressure, and shift quality. When these sensors detect problems, immediate professional diagnosis can prevent major component failure. The difference between addressing a warning light immediately versus waiting can mean the difference between a minor repair and complete transmission replacement. Proper automatic transmission care demands attention to several critical practices. Maintaining fuel levels above quarter tank prevents pump damage and sediment contamination. Modern vehicles operate most efficiently when kept in gear during operation, while shifting to neutral at extended stops reduces damaging heat buildup. Water exposure through deep puddles or flooding poses severe risks, requiring complete transmission replacement if contaminated. Cold weather necessitates brief warm-up periods to protect internal components from inadequate lubrication. Avoiding pressure on the gear selector and responding promptly to warning lights prevents accelerated wear and catastrophic failures. These straightforward practices require minimal effort, yet provide substantial returns through extended transmission life and reduced repair costs. Implementing these habits helps maintain optimal performance while avoiding expensive repairs that often range from $500 to several $1,000s.